On this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly, a farewell to a staff member and a Wildcat you should know. All this and more coming up next. Hi, welcome to this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly. I'm your host, Abby Sankis. This sport has been seen to be popular all around the world, and this NEQA student has excelled at the highest level. Jack tells you about a Wildcat you should know.
Gia Pelzer is a Wildcat that has pursued karate since she began in elementary school. Throughout her career, she has developed a strong passion which has encouraged her to continue competing.
So I started karate when I was around 5 years old, and my dad just started. And he put me and my sister Alex in a karate class, and I've just been doing it ever since.
As it has been a dream of hers to represent the U.S., Gia strives to compete in elite matches across the world.
In the division, starting at 12 years old, you get to try out for the U.S. team, which can allow you to go internationally. So that really motivated me to start training harder and more so I could get in those league spots. So this past month I traveled to Portugal because I got picked so I could fight, and I won first in Team Kumite and I got second in individual. There's 32 girls in my division and 29 different countries. Karate recently got entered in the 2020 Olympics for when it's in Japan. I unfortunately won't be old enough for that, but it just got voted out of the 2024 Olympics. So if it does get voted back in, I will definitely be training hard so I can get a spot in the Olympics.
Good luck to Gia as she looks to take on her future in karate. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Jack Ashby.
Neuqua Valley will unfortunately have to say goodbye to a Wildcat after this year. Sam looks into the story.
Mrs. McCarthy is a wonderful teacher who has been a Wildcat for many years. She is loved by both students and faculty members. Unfortunately, she will be leaving the NEQA community after this school year.
I've been at NEQA since the first year we had seniors. I wasn't here. I was still at Waubonsie for the first 2 years that NEQA was open when we only had freshmen and sophomores at it. But the first graduating class was my first year at NEQA.
Mrs. McCarthy is going to miss so much about being a Wildcat when she retires.
What I'm going to miss about teaching in general is working with students, because I'm impressed by students all the time, especially students here. Our students at NEQA are pretty engaged. They like being here as much as I like being here, and I think we can get a lot done that way. Yeah, I like them.
While it is hard for her to move on, Mrs. McCarthy is excited for her future.
I have to have something to do afterwards. I can do anything I want to do, which is both exciting and frightening at the same time, because I can do anything I want to do.
Mrs. McCarthy wishes that throughout her time at NEQA, she taught her students one lesson.
Every day I see something in a student or hear something that a student does, or just be with a student it makes me really, really warm inside when I see what our students are capable of. And if I teach my kids anything in the last 33 years, it's more important how you treat other people and how you make other people feel than it is how much you know.
On behalf of everyone at NEQA, we wish Mrs. McCarthy good luck in all her future endeavors. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Sam Drake.
The distribution date for the Neuqua Valley 2020 Yearbook will be sooner than expected. Riley has the details.
This upcoming spring, the yearbook staff is preparing to send students home with a yearbook prior to the last day of school.
So what we're doing differently for the 2019-2020 book is really kind of coming down to what I'm calling the 3 Ds. It's a new decade, there's a new deadline, and there's a new delivery date. And so the purpose of this is really to get books in students' hands before the summer begins. And that way we can finish out the school year with the closure of here's your book, here's what the year entailed, and everyone can kind of go home and have that for the summer instead of waiting all summer to see what happened the last school year.
In order for the yearbooks to be distributed earlier, the yearbook staff must alter their schedules and plan accordingly.
Everything is kind of moved up because of the new deadlines, so the biggest change is adjusting to that, because we have a new teacher, completely new staff. We only have a third is returning staff, and then now the editors had to adjust to that as well.
While the plans are changing behind the scenes, the order deadline for all NEQA students will also be modified.
So last year the cutoff date was April 1st to pre-order books, whereas this year the cutoff date will be January 15th, and that's so that we can have the books ready for distribution in May. And it will be ordered at www.yearbookforever.com. You would type in Neuqua Valley and it will take you right to the page that you need to go to, place the order online, and you need to do nothing else.
Be sure to order the 2019-2020 yearbook. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Riley Ebert.
The school's newspaper, The Echo, has made some recent changes to its format. Noelle looks into the story.
Neuqua's newspaper, The Echo, has made some big changes this year, with having the majority of their articles now online and having a new advisor.
So I'm actually the new advisor this year. It was Mrs. Cagney, but she moved out west. Right before she left, they had gone from a monthly newspaper at the end of the month to a quarterly magazine. Now we focus 4 times a year on what's going to end up in the magazine versus what's going to end up online. Everything else is online, and that allows us to publish stories faster.
The students who work on The Echo are very supportive of the changes that have been made in these past few months.
I think being online now allows us to have more freedom with how online story gets to look and how much they actually want to read. When it comes to getting quality articles now, our staff members can be a little bit more flexible with their stories, and that leads to better quality articles. A lot of the other schools in the district have switched entirely online as well, and so it only makes sense to stay online rather than go back to paper copy.
If you would like to read The Echo or submit your story ideas, go to nvhsecho.com for more information. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Noelle Mayer.
Did you know Neuqua special education students sell beverages on Thursday and Fridays? Xander fills you in.
In the corner of the Neuqua Valley lunchroom, you may notice a small coffee stand, but there is more to the stand than meets the eye.
Wildcat Cafe is a coffee shop here at Neuqua. It's located in the cafeteria in the main building, right by where the vending machines are, that students in the AIM program are running.
The coffee shop was founded by a Neuqua teacher to help students in the AIM program.
So Miss Gerald is a teacher here at Neuqua. She actually wrote the grant for the coffee shop last year. And now this year I took it over and started buying the materials and actually starting the coffee shop.
Although this coffee shop is common around schools, at Neuqua it is still unique.
Normally in a school it's only teachers that can buy, but our school we have students and teachers. So our students are interacting with each other and their teachers, and it's a great way to kind of build community and get to know people that you might not otherwise interact with.
Be sure to support the AIM program by buying coffee in the cafeteria on Thursdays and Fridays during second period. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Senator Chamberlain.
Good luck to Alec Cross and Sarah Zhang as they take on the state championship for golf. Thanks for watching this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly. Have a great weekend, Wildcats.